So I create stories and turn them into plays. And at this moment, I learned the girl that I was dating for 9 years was not into me as much as she led on to believe. In fact, the entire time she was just working with me to gain my knowledge. And secretly, she was working on a project behind my back, stealing all my ideas, and including the guy that she told me not to worry about in the project. That's what I'm currently dealing with. So now she wants to leave me. She wants to take the apartment, my cat. She wants to invite her little new boy toy into our apartment, and I'm not going to let it happen. I'm not going to sit back and let the play that I created for 2 years be ruined by somebody I thought I was going to have a family with. So you know what? Let me tell you what I'm going to do. I'm posting this while Marina is typing another message to me, watching those 3 dots appear and disappear like she's trying to find the perfect little combination of words to unmess up what she's done. Spoiler alert, those words simply do not exist. So we were together 9 years. Yeah, that's right, 9 years, 1 year short of a decade. Started dating at the year 17, when we thought matching Converse meant soulmates and sharing earbuds was intimacy. We were that couple, the high school sweetbirds, who actually made it through college, through her parents' divorce, and through my dad's cancer. Through moving to 2 different cities and somehow finding our way back to each other every single time. Marina used to call us ride or dies, and I thought that meant we'd ride together. Turns out it meant I'd be riding solo while watching her disappear to me in real time. For context, we're both in film. She's a director with this incredible eye for color and movement, and I'm a writer, producer as well, who somehow convinced myself that supporting her vision meant sacrificing mine. We've been building this project together for 2 years, a short film, about just joy that wasn't trauma for the first straight audience. It's revolutionary, I know. So I wrote the script based on her concept, found her location through my network, and secured equipment loans from people who owed me favors from 3 productions ago. Negotiated with actors who agreed to work for credit and copy because I'd written them recommendation letters for grad school. I even put $4,000 of my own money when our crowdfunding came up short. Money that I'm still paying interest on because credit cards don't care about artistic vision. Okay, enter Joel. Joel came recommended by Marina's mentor as somebody who could elevate the project. He had industry connections, a reel that looked expensive, and this voice like NPR in therapy had a baby. The kind of voice that makes you trust him with your coffee order and apparently your girlfriend too. So, Marina started talking about Joel like he was the second coming of Tarantino, mixed with Wes Anderson but accessible. Every conversation became, well, Joel thinks this, and Joel says that, and Joel has this connection at 824. Ugh. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't threatened, but not in the way that it happened, see. I was worried about my creative input being overshadowed, not my entire relationship imploding. The first red flag I actually noticed. Well, in hindsight, there were about 17 that I missed. Marina asked me completely out of nowhere if I'd ever wanted to leave her for a man. We were making dinner. I was chopping onions and she was stirring pasta and she just dropped it like asking about the weather. Have you ever wanted to be with a guy instead? I said, no, I'm into women. Well, no. That's not how being into girls works, she says. Why are you asking? She shrugged, just wondering about attraction, like how fixed is it really? I thought she was having some kind of identity crisis. I tried to be supportive and told her sexuality could be fluid, that I would love her no matter how she identified, you know, the good partner speech. What I didn't realize was she was questioning her identity and she was setting up her exit strategy. She told me that she loves women as much as I do. She asked me to bring Joel onto the project officially, not just as a consultant, but as a co-director. We need his expertise. This could be the difference between a festival run and actually getting distribution. I said yes, because I trusted her, because I was more committed to her success than my own boundaries, and because I thought supporting your partner meant saying yes even when your gut says this feels wrong. The shift was immediate but subtle, like watching milk spoil in time-lapse. First, I stopped getting chained emails I had originated. Conversations moved to Slack. I wasn't added to by accident. And meetings got scheduled when I happened to be at work, and Marina would fill me in later with these vague summaries that always ended with, "But don't worry, I handled it." Well, then came the work weekends. Oh yeah. Marina she announced that Joel would be coming over for the weekend to crack the edit. Our apartment, our bedroom 20 feet from the living room, our space that still had my bra on the bathroom doorknob and my anxiety medication on the kitchen counter. I found out about this plan not from Marina, but from calendar notifications she'd sent to everybody but me. When I confronted her, she said I was being possessive and jealous and that I needed to trust her. Well, this is about the work. Don't make it personal. Everything about our relationship was personal. That was literally the point. That Friday night, she started a fight about salt. Yes, salt and pepper. I'd apparently oversalted the stir-fry and added pepper. That somehow became a metaphor for how I overwhelm everything, how I'm too much, and how I need to give her space to breathe. So we went back to the apartment in silence, the kind of silence that feels like it's eating oxygen. Once inside, she sat on our couch, the one we hauled up 3 flights of stairs laughing, the one where we'd watched every season of The L Word twice, and said that she was confused. Well, about what, I asked, though I already knew. About us. About what I want and about who I am when I'm not a part of us. She said us like it was a shirt that didn't fit anymore. Are you ending this? I asked directly, because after 9 years I deserved at least that. Silence, her favorite answer when the truth would hurt her too much. So she starts to cry. And here's the messed up part, I comforted her. She was breaking my heart, and I was rubbing her back, telling her it would be okay, that we would figure it out. My body had 9 years of muscle memory for comforting Marina. It didn't know how to stop just because she was the one causing the pain. The next day, Saturday, Joe was supposed to come over, and I left for my friend Julie's place because I could not watch whatever was about to happen. Marina texted me throughout the day, these long, rambling paragraphs about her feelings, her confusion, her need to explore, but also how much she loved me and did not want to lose me. I begged her to talk in person, and she just begged for space. I did what any desperate person does when their life is imploding. I offered everything. I offered the world. An open relationship, a break, therapy, time, space, whatever combination of words would keep her from leaving. "You're backing me into a corner," she texted me. The irony of that statement, and when I was literally sitting in Julie's bathroom having a panic attack on her bath mat, was not lost on me. A mutual friend trying to be helpful texted, "Joel seems really helpful with the project. Marina seems inspired." Inspired was the one word for it. Sunday morning, Marina posted Instagram stories of her at a farmer's market buying flowers and laughing at something off camera. Like she had not just detonated our life, like she was having the best weekend ever. When I asked her why she was acting like nothing happened, she says, "You're the one who called it a breakup, so now it is." Well, I did not, actually. I had not said that at all. I'd asked if she was ending things, and apparently, asking for clarity is the same thing as ending a 9-year relationship. Who knew? So, let me come to the project showcase, the Tuesday, an event I'd helped organize for a film I helped create, and a venue I helped secure. I stood in the back like furniture while she and Joel worked the room. She didn't introduce me to anybody, and when someone asked about me directly, she said that we were on a break with this little laugh like it was a fun little plot twist. So after the showcase, we stood outside in the parking lot, Los Angeles, November, everything smelling like jacarandas and disappointment. She went full romantic comedy cliche. "It's not you, it's me. Oh, you didn't do anything wrong, I just need to find myself." Then she went full HBO. "Joel might stay at my place for a few days to finish the edit. I need you to know that. I might develop feelings or I might not. Who knows?" My place? The apartment where my name was on the lease? Where my grandmother's dishes were in the cabinets? Where my cat, who she never liked, hid under the bed? "I think it's best if you're not involved in the project anymore," she added for clarity. The project that I co-created and the script that was written in my words, the budget with my money, Is that clarity enough to you? She hugs me then, this awful limp hug like touching me hurts. Like 9 years of sleeping beside each other, of knowing each other's coffee orders and childhood traumas and Netflix passwords mean nothing. The next 2 days, she sent these breadcrumb texts like you did nothing wrong, I don't want to ghost you, we can still be friends, labels are restrictive anyways. Then she ghosted me completely. Location services off, photos of us gone from her social media like it's been professionally scrubbed. Our mutual friend suddenly busy when I reach out, and even her Spotify went private. Like she was afraid I'd see what sad song she was playing while destroying me. Joel was definitely in town, let me tell ya. Marina's WhatsApp status said in God mode, which was our inside joke about being in creative flow. It's our joke. I didn't reach out again. When someone shows you that you're unwanted, believing them is self-care. Week 2, without her. Mutual friends started posting photos from Marina's project, and Marina laughed in that way that, well, where her whole face crinkles. Something she only did when genuinely happy, not the camera laugh that she practiced. Marina and Joel looking at a monitor, his hand on her lower back in that way that's only professional if you're lying to yourself. She was still watching my Instagram stories, this little digital haunting where she could see me but not be seen. So I blocked her, then unblocked her, then blocked her again, then finally blocked her for real when Julie physically took my phone and did it for me. My mother, Linda, helpful as ever, said I never felt good about Marina's energy. Your timing is impeccable, I told her. I'm just saying, you pour yourself into people who don't pour back. Well, she's not really wrong, she was just 20 years late with the advice. Julie, my ride-or-die bestie, since before Marina, said it better. You gave her a ladder and she used it to climb out of the hole that your relationship was. Well, that line hit like a diagnosis. I spent hours scrolling through our text history looking for the exact moment things changed. But betrayal does not announce itself. It looks like working late and you wouldn't understand the technical stuff, and Joel has a really interesting perspective on the scene you wrote. So I made a list of everything I contributed to the project. Original concept development, 30 plus hours, full script, location scouting, securing 6 locations, equipment negotiation, acting relationships, $4,000 of my own money, post-production planning, and festival strategy. I made a list of what Marina had thanked me for, which was just being supportive and understanding the vision. The math is not mathing. I emailed the project's official account, asking for access to the documents I created. Bounced, and passwords changed. I asked a mutual friend to forward me the pitch deck I wrote. It arrived with my exact words, my formatting, my color coding system, but Marina's name as the sole creator. My stomach did not just drop. It fell through the floor, through the foundation, through the Earth's crust, and landed somewhere in the molten core. I found an invoice I've never sent for my consulting work. We'd agreed to defer payments until after distribution, and my name looked strange on it, like evidence of my own existence I'd forgotten to collect. Julie said send it now, make it retroactive, include interest. I did not. I was still allergic to being the difficult one, even when being easy meant being erased. But I did text asking to pick up my equipment, my PlayStation, my good headphones, the hard drives with all of my footage, and she read it at 2:47 p.m. with no response. So, Joel posted a boomerang from Marina's balcony, the one with the succulent garden I spent 3 years cultivating. He tagged the location as Creative Paradise, but not the person. Professional, right? Then the DM started. Anonymous account said, hey, you should know Joel had a girlfriend when he and Marina started collaborating. She found out last week. Anonymous account 2 said Joel did the same thing with, well, another person last year, called it creative chemistry, always does. I stopped eating lunch. Turns out drama is an appetite suppressant that should come with a warning label. Then Marina posted the project teaser. I watched it 17 times in the color grading we agreed on, the music we chose together at 2 o'clock in the morning, and when we were on, just smoking on creative possibilities and cheap wine. The tagline I wrote after she rejected 15 others, and the shot progression I'd storyboarded on our kitchen table with markers I stole from work. Joel Thompson, co-director, co-writer, producer. My name was absolutely nowhere. Not even in the special thanks. Not even in the credits. Oh my goodness, that scrolls so fast you would miss them if you blinked. Erased like I never existed, like those 9 years were a rough draft that she decided to cut. I wrote an email to the showcase committee. Professional, factual, with receipts attached, and then I stared at it in my drafts like it was a bomb I wasn't sure I wanted to detonate. Julie poured wine and said, "Stop protecting people who did not protect you." My therapist, who I started seeing because apparently having your entire life implode requires professional supervision, asked, "What are you afraid will happen if you advocate for yourself?" "I'll look bitter, jealous like the crazy ex." "No, you'll look like someone who won't be erased." So 2 days later, Marina posted a carousel. New haircut, the one I suggested 3 months ago but she said was too bold. New relationship status said Joel's hand was in the frame, but they didn't tag him. Plausible deniability, I guess. And a new caption that said, "Finally found my creative soulmate. Some collaborations are destiny." So after that, I just blocked her on everything, then I threw up. Then I blocked her again on the accounts I forgot to block. Anonymous direct message number 3. It arrived with screenshots saying Joel messaging another woman while at Marina's apartment, timestamp from 2 days ago. "You up? Marina's asleep, but I'm still inspired, winky face." My hand shook. I didn't want to be the person with evidence. I wanted to be the person who moved on, who was thriving, who didn't care. But I wasn't. I was the person screenshotting everything like a private investigator of my own tragedy. The showcase officially announced Marina's project as their closing night film, and the comments said power duo, and creative chemistry is everything, and Joel and Marina are relationship goals. I became a ghost watching my own life get renovated for someone else to live in. Julie, bless her, said, "Forget this, we're submitting your version to Sundance." I don't have a version. It's all on drives at Marina's place, and then she said, "We'll make a new version better, without Joel's mediocre color theory." So we pull an all-nighter. That turned into an all-weeker. I rewrote it from memory, from the old drafts, from the pieces Marina had thought to steal, but without the most recent cut, without the footage on those drives, we were building a house with half the materials. So I finally emailed a lawyer about credit disputes. He responded with a template and a consultation fee I couldn't afford. But I sent the showcase committee a polite but pointed credit claim anyways, and 20 minutes later, "We've received your inquiry and will respond within 5 business days." Corporate for, quote, "We see the smoke but have not decided if there's fire." So Joel DM'd me from what was clearly a burner account. "Please don't ruin this for her, she's finally happy." Ruin this? This? The project built on my bones? The relationship constructed on my self? The happiness paid with my invisibility, so I typed 17 responses and I sent none of them. 3 hours later, a mutual friend texts, "Marina just posted something you need to see." So, a Notes app manifesto, the millennials' press release about outgrowing old dynamics, discovering her authentic self and the courage to pursue aligned connections, and, quote, "the pain of being misunderstood by people you once loved. No names, just perfect victimhood." Wow. The comments flooded with support for her brave journey. The showcase committee emailed back, "We're temporarily removing credit listings while we review supporting documentation. Small victory that tasted like pennies." So Jewel posted a black square with white text that said, "Art is messy, growth is painful, and truth is subjective." The comments became a war zone, half calling him pretentious, half calling him profound, and Marina liked it within minutes. My inbox was flooded saying, "Are you okay? Is this about you? What is that tea?" I didn't want to be tea. I wanted to be coffee, which is strong, necessary, and left alone to cool in peace. Then the smoking gun seemed to arrive, hand-delivered. A former collaborator who worked with Marina on a grant application sent me a PDF dated 6 months ago. The budget listed me as the vendor consultant at $0 compensation and listed Joel as a co-creator with a $5,000 fee. Equipment rental reimbursement for gear I bought with my credit card. So, 6 months ago, when Marina was still saying "I love you" every morning, and when we were still planning our 10-year anniversary trip to Iceland, and when Joel was supposedly just a potential consultant, My throat went cold. Not like angry cold, the kind of cold that comes from understanding you've been a mark in a long con you didn't know was being played. So, I forward everything to the showcase committee with a timeline. Annotated receipts, the kind of detailed evidence that would make a prosecutor weep with joy. And 2 hours later, we're pausing all marketing pending resolution. Marina went dark. Joel posted a hiking photo with the caption staying grounded like he was some kind of wellness influencer and not a creative vulture. I get an anonymous DM next. It says, Joel's shopping around a new project using your exact log line, different title, same concept. I sent myself a cease and desist template just to see my name next to words like intellectual property and damages. It felt like trying on armor made of paper. Linda called tentative. She said, I saw the post. I know I wasn't supportive before, but I see it now. I see what she did. Well, guys, I cried. Not pretty tears, the ugly kind that came with snot and hiccups and sounds that don't seem human, because sometimes the validation you need comes exactly when you can't handle everything in it. Julie suggested going nuclear. She said post everything. Every receipt, every screenshot, every timestamp. Let the internet do what the internet does. So I draft the thread. Facts only, no adjectives, no emotions, just evidence, date by date, dollar by dollar, credit by credit. The original script PDF with my metadata, the budget with my contributions, and the emails where Marina thanks me for handling everything. The invoice never paid, and the equipment still at her apartment, and the grant application where I'm a $0 vendor. I hovered over posts like it was the nuclear option. Well, then my email dinged. It was from the showcase committee with a final decision. It said, after reviewing all documentation at hand, we're removing the project from our lineup until credit attribution is resolved at all parties. Satisfaction. All marketing materials have been pulled, and we take creative ownership very serious. Well, guys, that's a victory, but man, it feels hollow, like winning a fight with your own shadow. Minutes later, Marina emailed me directly for the first time since ghosting. The subject said, can we talk? And, well, the message said, I'm sorry you feel hurt. I never intended for things to happen this way. Can we find a compromise? I don't want this to affect the project. Sorry you feel hurt. That's the narcissist apology. I don't want this to affect the project. Not us, not affect us, not our 9 years. Oh no, the project. And Joel DM'd from his real account this time. He said, we'll add your name, whatever credit you want. Please don't destroy this. Well, already a unit, huh? Already rewriting history where they were always the creative team and I was the bitter ex trying to destroy them, huh? Well, my lawyer friend said ask for everything, full credit, back pay, equipment return, and a public acknowledgement. And Julie said, or hit post and let the truth burn it all down. I sat with my phone in one hand, thread ready to post in the other, and Marina's email open on my laptop. 9 years of history and 2 years of creative work, and $4,000 plus interest, my reputation, my sanity, my whole heart. I opened the thread one more time and I read through the evidence. My truth laid out in black and white, undeniable and devastating. So at this point, Marina was typing again. Yep, I can't believe this part. The 3 dots, dancing like she was composing either an apology or another gaslighting masterpiece, and you know what? I'm tired of waiting to see which version of her shows up. I'm just tired of being edited out of my own story, and I'm tired of being the big person when being big just means being stepped on from a higher height. Well, I hit post thread. Then I turned off my phone, closed my laptop, and for the first time in 2 months, I breathed like someone who owns their own lungs. And that's it. I'm probably not going to update again, but you know what? I might. Update, posted 2 hours later. Guys, the thread has 47,000 views, Marina called 16 times, and Joel's threatening legal action via Instagram messages. The showcase committee has asked for a meeting, and 3 festivals have reached out about my version of the project, and Julie is my manager now. I'm changing my locks tomorrow. The cat is mine in the divorce, and I'm keeping the grandmother's dishes out of spite. Update 2, posted the next day. Marina's post responding to my thread accidentally included a screenshot that shows her logged into my Google Drive from April. My lawyer friend is having a field day. Yeah, Joel deleted his social media and the plot is thickening. Update 3, posted 3 days later. We settled. Credit is what I got, full credit, back play, plus interest, and my equipment returned. Marina gets to keep Joel in whatever version of happiness that is. The project is dead. But my new solo project just got fully funded. Sometimes the best revenge is just the truth with receipts. To anybody reading this in a similar situation, document everything. Your ideas are valuable. Your contributions do matter, and your name deserves to be the one that, well, of what you create. Sometimes the person you love the most will be the one holding the eraser. But you don't have to let them use it. Duh. Guys, isn't it so weird with these stories how no matter what, the one person that you think you can trust the most, time and time again shows up and proves the opposite? I can't count how many times we've seen this happen in stories that we've narrated here on the channel, and I just have to say, man, I can't believe that some people you just truly can't trust even after 9 long years. There's 2 comments that I want to check out. One supports OP, one disagrees with OP, because that's the type of comment that we like to read. Let's get into the first comment. This one supports OP, and most of the people on this thread seem to side with this comment the most. So, this is exactly why creatives need to document everything they do. And OP's thread with 50,000 views proves how common this theft is in the industry. Marina literally took $4,000 of OP's money, stole their script, removed them from the credits, and gave them everything to Joel, a man who was cheating on his own girlfriend and messaging other women while at Marina's place. The fact that Marina had filed grant paperwork 6 months earlier listing OP as a $0 vendor, well, while they were still together planning their 10-year anniversary, it's sociopathic levels of calculating betrayal. OP wrote the entire script, secured the locations, negotiated with actors, and invested their own money they're still paying interest on. Oh, and Marina had the audacity to send sorry you feel hurt when caught? Give me a break. The showcase committee immediately pulled the project when they saw OP's evidence, which tells you everything about, well, who was telling the truth. Marina, asking if OP, quote, ever wanted to leave her for men, while she was already planning to leave for Joel, is projecting at its finest. That was the biggest red flag I thought of. OP literally had to coordinate with Joel's coworkers to safely retrieve their own equipment from the apartment that they paid for. Hello? If that's not a bitter ex, that's somebody escaping theft. The screenshot Marina accidentally posted about showing she was logged into OP's Google Drive in April proves this was premeditated intellectual property theft. And Julie saying you gave her a ladder and she used it to climb over you is the absolute perfect summary, because let's be honest, that's what she did. OP's new project getting fully funded while Marina's just died shows the universe does have a sense of justice, and anybody defending Marina clearly has not had their life's work stolen by somebody they trusted the most. Guys, I think that comment is spot on. However, some people think differently. Some people tend to disagree with OP, even though the majority of people think OP was in the right. Like, how could OP possibly be wrong here, right? Well, here's one comment. It says, well, before I continue, stealing credits is wrong. That's just wrong. OP comes across as someone who can't accept that their relationship ended and is using this professional dispute to publicly punish their ex for moving on. They admit Marina brought the original concept and OP was just supporting her vision, so it sounds like Marina was always the primary creative, and OP was support staff who got too attached to this. Well, the relationship was clearly gone long before Joel showed his face. Come on. OP even admits Marina was asking about attraction to men and expressing confusion, which OP dismissed instead of actually listening to. Don't you see that's a problem? OP offering open relationship, patience, a map to my own boundary line shows they have no self-respect and would have accepted any crumbs Marina threw which probably made Marina feel suffocated, so yes. Marina should have credited OP properly, but going nuclear with a public thread destroying the entire project instead of handling it legal shows this was about revenge, not justice. OP watching Marina's social media, screenshotting everything, and collecting anonymous DMs about Joel and documenting every tiny interactions for months is genuinely concerning behavior. Come on. Do you not agree? The project dying because of OP's vendetta means nobody won here. Guys, that's the view from comment 2. Let me know which one you agree with the most. And as always, if you enjoyed today's story, do 3 things for me. Drop a like button, drop a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great day. And of course, remember, it's cool to be kind. Peace.